Hey guys, it's Trish from Techniques by Trish, and I'm finally back. I've been trying to get back on my my mojo after we had the Creative Scraps Challenge Week, and I didn't realize that was going to drain me so much, but it was so hard to pick a certain cartridge and then try and strictly work with that, but not be too much like Molly and Christy, and so I was just wiped. Like, this week has been... This past week has been my kind of relaxation week, or this week has been my relaxation week. So anyways, I'm back, finally, and I figured I need to do a video. I haven't done a video in a really, really long time, and I know a lot of people have been saying, you know, we miss your techniques and blah, 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 so I'm back. But the project that I'm making today is not something that I came up with. I wish I had, because I think it's so clever. It's something that Angela came up with, and Angela's blog is Simple Creations, so you guys can go check her out. She's awesome, and she's the one who came up with this idea, and I saw she was on one of the Ustream classes, and I like to go onto each blog and become a follower if I'm not already a follower on those blogs, and you know, I like to get to know the people who are actually in the Momo's Ustream live class, because we have so much fun chatting away. Like last night, oh my god, we had so much fun chatting away. So I like to go and get to know everybody. So I went to her blog and I saw this sketchbook that she created from note cards, and I thought it was awesome. I'm totally a visual person. I cannot just get on my Gypsy and go, oh yeah, I want to create this. Like, I have to have a sketch in front of me and a visualization like in my head, and I like to put it down on paper, and I'm the same way with my cakes. I get an idea and I have to draw it out and write all the details. So I thought the sketchbook was really, really cool. So let me stop talking before I go overtime. So she used 4x6 note cards, and silly me went to the drugstore and picked up 3x5 note cards. So they're smaller, but they'll still do the trick. I've already gone ahead and hole punched them. I did the 2 hole punch on them to save some time, because I'm using, like I said, 3x5 note cards. And so what I've gone and done, and this is the only thing that I've changed up from Angela's design, is so that it would be a little bit more sturdy, I've gone ahead and I've taken, I like to save my cereal boxes and soda can boxes to use, and I cut 3x5 pieces just to make it a little bit more sturdy. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape these together, and one is for the front and one is for the back. So let me do this. Alright, so I have the cover and I have the back all done. And then what I've gone ahead and I've done is I've already cut out all my layers. Now, I'm not going to decorate it per se. She put a really cute bird on it, and she put the word sketch on it. And I'm just going to keep mine pretty plain. So what I've done, or what I will do, is I have 4 pieces of the base of my base color, and it's going to be one for the front and one for the back. Now, if you're not using the soda can box or the cereal box to add a little bit extra support, obviously you're not going to need to do this, because you know, it won't show. You'll just have your piece of paper as your cover. So let me go. Okay, I was going to delete this, but I guess I'll do a quick tutorial on how to refill your ATG gun. I'm sure you guys have seen a ton of videos on this. So take your tape, and you want to have it unravel from the bottom. And you just pop this in here. I like to pull mine just about all the way out. Pop it in there, if it'll pop in there. There we go. Okay. And then you go over the first nozzle, I guess, or roller, first roller, and then go under the second one and squeeze the trigger and pull. Okay. And then you go right over this roll right here, okay, and then there's a little notch right here, and you just, I'm sorry, this, you guys, it's not like zoomed in, but I just feed mine through here like so, and then this part is already sticky, so you just loop it around. Make sure you put this cover back on. Okay, make sure it's pulled tightly. And then let's try this out, see if it works. Yep, see, it's really, really easy. Okay, so now I have both the top and the back cover all covered up. Okay, and I'm going to take one of these. I didn't do a very good job covering this, did I? Okay, this one looks best. Now what you can do is take your ink pad or an ink pad and take a brush, or a brush, excuse me, a sponge, and like so that you can't see the, I call it cardboard, it's not really cardboard, the box in the center. You can just sponge it. And you can actually sponge it even before you apply the paper. That way it's not as noticeable. Now it doesn't bother me because, you know, this is for me, but if you're giving this as a gift, you definitely want to think about this. Okay, so that's something that you can do as well. Okay, so now I'm going to decorate the front of my sketchbook. And so the first layer of paper is measured at 1/4 less than the actual size, which is 3 by 5. So this measurement will be 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I am just going to try and center this as best as possible. Okay. And then what I've done with this one is I've kept it the same width as that layer, but I've only made this 1.5 inches thick. So it's 1.5 inches by 2 3/4. No, 1.5 inches by 4 3/4. Okay, and actually I'm going to put these layers on before it. Okay, now these are all the same length. They just go down by 1/4. So, not to confuse anybody, the white strip is measured at 4 3/4 by 1.5. The green strip is measured at 4 3/4 by 1 1/4. And the stripe strip is measured at 4 3/4 by 1 inch. And like I said, I'm not decorating it today. I haven't exactly figured out what I want to cut out on my Cricut to put on here. So, okay. So now that I've done this, what I do want to do is I want to take one of my note cards and I want to measure exactly where I want to punch the holes. Now what I have are 2 O-rings, and these are 1 inch, and they have all different sizes. So these are 1 inch. This one's really hard to open and close. There we go. Okay, and so I'm going to feed the back cover into them, and then I'm going to feed my note cards. And then my top cover. Okay, so I think I figured something out for the tabs. Now, like I said, I don't have fabulous finds, but I do have From My Kitchen, which I love. And From My Kitchen has tabs in there, as you've seen from the videos of my stamp storage. So, what I found is they also have, instead of like a full page or like a file with a tab, they have just plain tabs. So what I've done is I've taken a tab, like you see here, and I cut it at 3 inches. And then on my Gypsy, I used the Gypsy Wandering cartridge, and I just put a rectangle in there that made it fit just right, and that way we can make tabs. And I'm so excited, like I'm like jumping in my chair because I didn't think it would work, and it did, and I love when things work, and I didn't think they would. So this is how you can create tabs if you don't have them. Okay, so now that I have all of these folded, I've already gone ahead and cut 3x5 dividers, and I'm just using colors that are on the cover of the sketch book. And I'm going to alternate, so what I'm going to do is, and I cut 4 out, so these are really, really big, so I might only, I think I'm going to only use 3. But what I'm going to do is, you can literally just, I guess, glue these on either side and down here at the bottom, but I am going to glue it at the bottom. But to add a little something extra, I really liked that Angela used eyelets, and so I'm going to also use eyelets. Like I said, this idea is not mine. It was totally scrap lifted from her. She did such a great job. Like I said, the only thing that I changed up was I added a little bit more stability in using like an old cereal box or soda can box just to be a little bit stronger. I'll line this up. All I'm using is Zig 2-way, and I'm just putting a little bit on there just to hold it down. Make sure you're lined up. Perfect. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to use is my crocodile, and I'm going to use the 1/8 side because that is the size of my eyelets. And I'm just poking holes on either side. Oh, there goes the cat. The dog is not far behind her. Okay, so once you've done that, this is just in case somebody doesn't know how to use a crocodile or has never seen one but heard of them, or has heard of them, has considered buying them, and you want to see how they work. So then you just place your eyelets right in the holes. So it's so easy, and it adds just that little extra element. So I'm going to do the other 3, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all 3 of my dividers done. Now don't forget, I glued along the back right at the very edge, and then this little flap right here right at the very edge. You don't want to glue the sides because you want to remember that, and I don't have the right size piece of paper, but you want to remember that somebody's going to be using this as tabs, and so the sides need to be open so that they can stick their sheet of paper in there, okay? And actually you probably want to measure it out. Roughly what the size is, and that way you can insert the paper in there for them. Okay, so I'm just going to put mine right in there, and it doesn't matter where you put it. You can divide it however you want, and you can do as many dividers as you want, as big as you want, so it's all up to you. And there you have it, guys. Super cute sketch pad. Again, decorate the front as you like. I'd probably attach some ribbon on the rings, and really easy project, and it'd be a really, really great gift as well. Even for a mom or a teacher, you know, you could have a to-do list, shopping list, and, you know, bills that need to be paid or something like that. So this can come in handy in more than just a sketchbook, but that's what I'll be using it for. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this project. Don't forget to head over to Angela's blog. She's got some really cute stuff on there, and check back for the next video.